What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video of the channel. Today it's about that time again where I have to do another tier list. We're going over a video game tier list. As you can see from the title, we're going to be going over Minecraft mobs. Yeah, I should have most of them, if not all the mobs in the game, so we're going to be putting them in a tier list. I did discuss on one of my previous videos I have over 1,000 hours on the game. Minecraft is my most played game. Haven't really been playing it super a lot in recent years, but here recently in these past like couple months I've been playing a lot on my realm. So I wanted to kind of go over and talk about each mob while I have them fresh in my memory as of right now. So let's go ahead and switch to the tier list. As I said, this is of, I think, the most recent version of the game. But it says China Edition mobs, boss mobs, and all unused mobs, and April Fool's mobs. So we're not really going to be rating those because I've never really seen them or messed with them. So we're just going to go into it, balls to the wall, starting with the LA. I ain't really fucked with the LA at all. Though they just kind of carry stuff and you can use them to sort chests and stuff for you, and you can tame them. I don't really know how to tame them specifically, but I know on a previous world, my one of my friends had it tied up to a rope and was just kind of flying around like a pet. They look kind of cool. Do like the design of them, and they can kind of fly around and stuff. I think they're during village raids where they spawn or something. I could be completely wrong on that, but that's just my they're kind of like a Vex, but a different version of it, where it doesn't try to kill you. So anyway, cool design. Haven't really fucked with it that much, so we're gonna put that in B tier. Next up is Armadillo, another one that I haven't really messed with at all. I know they drop like the Armadillo shoot, which is pretty much, I don't know what it does, to be honest. They only spawn in what, Badlands and deserts? Or no, Badlands and Savannas, I think, is the only two they spawn. They might spawn in deserts too, I don't know. We're kind of like, it's kind of like seeming like I don't know anything about Minecraft, but I don't mess with like every mob in the game that much. So Armadillo's just going in C tier. Axolotls are awesome. I've never tamed one, but I do plan on doing that in the future. But axolotls just look awesome. They come in a variety of different colors. I don't really know if they have a use for them really in the game, but do you really need to use for something that's this cute? You know what I mean? Like, you just kind of tame it, have it hang around a little bit, and you're good to go. S tier. Bat, they're just more annoying than anything. They kind of squeak around. If your house is unfinished and it's a really big one or a really big build that ain't finished, they'll fly around, kind of annoying the piss out of you. Other than that, they have no use of the game at all. Like, they just kind of, they're just there to squeak at you. Honestly, D tier. There's like no use. You kill it and you get nothing. You get like no XP, and yeah, they're just there for caves and in empty spaces. So camel, camels are in the game now. I haven't really seen any. Don't know what to do. I haven't even seen a camel in my recent playthroughs. So like I said, I haven't in recent years. I haven't really been playing too much Minecraft, or for like long sessions on long worlds. Like I do like a hardcore series, and now I'm on a realm that I just started up 2 months ago, and I haven't even been to a desert yet on that realm. So can't really say much about the camel. We'll just put in with armadillo and C tier. Cats, which they used to be, you have to tame them from ocelots, but now ocelots and cats are completely separate. I don't think I've even had cats since they switched over from having them tamed by axolotls to just you find them at villages and can tame them there. So, but obviously their effect is like their kind of passive effect is that they creepers are scared of them and they can chase creepers away from your house and stuff if you want. I honestly prefer dogs over cats because cats you can't use them to attack anything. Their meow noise can get really annoying. But other than that, they at least have some kind of use with creepers. Maybe you can use them in creeper farms or something to like scare them into like dying. But yeah, we're gonna put that in B tier. Chicken. Obviously, they drop eggs, feathers, and the one of the worst foods in the game, which is chicken. And not the worst, but one of the worst because out of all the ones that you have to cook, it's like it gives you what, three hunger. I don't know what the saturation values on the chicken is, but it's obviously not the greatest. I usually don't even kill them when I find them, like at all. Eggs, you can use it to either hatch more chickens or make cake, which who honestly uses cake to eat it? Usually people just use it to decorate their house with or whatever. So are actually really pretty useful for crafting arrows, but most of the time I get my arrows from skeletons. I don't really get it from chickens and crafting them. So Other than that, I don't know what feathers are used for, but chickens, honestly, out of all the mobs, they drop food and kind of like the kind of livestock mobs in the game. They're probably one of the worst. Put on top of C tier. Next up is cod, the fish, the ones that you can find. We'll talk about the ones that you catch with the fishing pole and the ones that swim around. I really don't go into bodies of water killing fish that way, like slicing them with axes and swords. I usually just fish them, but cod is like slightly worse than salmon. I think salmon is slightly better than cod, and from my experience, I usually see salmon, like the big ones, the ones that you don't catch with fish, like the mob itself, more often than I do see cod. So don't know if that really means anything, but from a design perspective, they're pretty basic looking, just brown. But they do give pretty decent food, and you catch them a lot when you're fishing. So if I was just basing off the mob's model, I'll put in like D, but we'll put on the bottom C, just because of food. Cows. I mean, they drop the best food item in the game, in my opinion. They drop a lot of it. They're pretty easy to farm. They drop milk too, which can get rid of any status effect in the game. So really useful against the wither skeletons and just anything for that matter that does a status effect. So cows, I mean, what is there to say? And they drop leather too, which you use for books, item frames. That's about it. And you guys can make leather armor, but no one does that. So cow, I'll put in A tier. Probably the best livestock mod. Donkeys, I've never really even used donkeys like at all. Don't even, I mean, you can use them to make a mule, but I don't even use mules either. So I barely even use horses. They kind of sound cool because they're donkeys. I don't know if they drop anything if you kill them. I know horses drop like leather or something, but donkeys I don't think drop anything. Let me look that up. Okay, so they do drop leather, so that kind of bumps it up a little bit. You can also strap a chest to it. So we'll put you in B tier. Frogs. You only find them in swamps. I don't really like living around swamps, so I have to get on my way to find them. I don't know if you can tame them. I think you can just capture them and put them in your house. So if you're not near a swamp, this thing would be really a pain to keep in your house. They look cool though. They're kind of cute. Of a lot of the other mobs that are going to be in the future, I really can't put over anything but C tier, to be honest. They have like really no uses really, and you can't tame them. So they just kind of hop around swamps, and I don't like hanging around swamps at all. Swamps are one of my least favorite biomes, so I'm not going to be seeing very many frogs. We'll put it in C tier. Above everything else, though. Glow squid. Usually the only times I see glow squids, they're fucking drowning. Oh. Most of the time when I see freaking glow squids, they're drowning in caves, and they're pretty easy to get the glowing ink sacs from them, which only have one use, which is to make item frames glow. Unless they're used for like potions or something, but I don't think they are. Even if they were, they really don't. I really wouldn't care. So you don't really. They look really cool, but the only times you really see them, they're like they're like dying, because they spawn like the most awkward water spots in caves possible, and they just drown or not drown, but suffocate. So I guess B for looking cool. Horses, they're pretty all right. I mean, you can buff them. At least you used to be able to like make them insanely fast. I don't usually use them for traveling very much, but I do plan on doing it in the future, because by the time I even think about riding a horse, I already have an elytra, which is just significantly better than anything else. So having a horse is just pretty much just, not super great at that point. So horses, I mean, unless they patched it, you used to be able to make them insanely fast and jump insanely high. If that's still a thing, then I'd put them up to A tier. But I'm just gonna put them in A tier anyway, behind cow. And they also drop leather, so that's pretty cool. But other than riding them around occasionally, just to have a horse, they weren't really very useful. Red mushrooms. You can put a bowl up to them and get soup, mushroom soup, which is a pretty decent food item. You can also, if you can capture them, you can put them in your barn or something and reproduce them. That's pretty cool, but they're really rare to find because you have to find the mushroom biome, and those aren't very plentiful. You don't really see those a lot, at least from my experience. So don't really have much to say about mushrooms because I don't really mess with them. I don't know what they drop when you kill them. Hold on. It says here, when a small flower is used on a brown mushroom, the brown mushroom produces suspicious stew. And a small flower next time is milked with a bowl. Red mushrooms do not produce suspicious stew. So yeah, you can use a bowl to get mushroom stew, or you can get milk as well. Other than that, it drops normal mushroom or normal cow shit. So honestly, I'm gonna put it in B tier because they're a lot less common to find. I put them like right there. And then for brown mushrooms are a little bit better because you make suspicious stew out of them. But in the same tier, so we're gonna put like just slightly above it. Mule. Never made a mule in my life. You get them by mating donkeys with horses, and you get a mule. Okay, C tier. Ocelots. Since you can't tame them into cats anymore, I don't really care about them. I don't hang around in jungles hardly at all. They kind of lost their use when they became untamable. So a lot of the untamable mobs that are just throughout the world aren't. I mean, I don't even think they drop anything when you kill them either. Maybe like fish or something. But a lot of these environmental untamable mobs that don't drop anything are just kind of in the C tier for me. But I'd rather rate it. I like to. Oh my gosh. I like to rate my mobs based on how useful they are rather than how aesthetically pleasing they look. So, except for the axolotl, because that's for obvious reasons. Parrots are pretty cool. They're probably my favorite jungle mob in the game because they can like, they're kind of cool to hang around. They have a fly on your shoulder and stuff, but they do make creeper noises and mob noises, which can scare you a few times, I suppose. But parrots, I fuck with parrots. You can get all kinds of different colors from them. They mimic noises. They're kind of cool. I put it in A tier, below the horse, or no, actually above the horse, below the cow. Pigs, I mean, they only drop pork chops. You can technically ride them with a saddle and fucking got a fishing rod with the carrot at the end of it, which is really slow and inconsistent from my experience. I don't think they can go up blocks either when you're doing it. So, but they aren't the best source of food in the game. You can't ride them. All you can do is farm them. So, kind of like the same boat as a cow, just a little bit worse because it doesn't drop leather. So I'll be like right there. We're kind of blasting through these a little bit. Not trying to hang up on each one. Just kind of like going off my opinions, just out the fly. Pufferfish is pufferfish. Is that plural? Pufferfish, pufferfishies. I don't know. The mob itself, I don't really ever see in the wild, like in the oceans and stuff. I usually just catch them with my fishing rod and throw them immediately back in the water. D tier. Well, I guess they kind of useful because you can use them for potions. Still D tier though, because you can use spider eyes for poison potions. Rabbits, never kill rabbits for food. Never even notice they're there most of the time. When I do notice that they're there, I kind of completely ignore them and forget they even exist. 99% of the time, never kill them for food. If I ever get food from a rabbit, it's because they fell to their own deaths. Just for some reason, they just wanted to die. C tier. Honestly, like below the frog. Honestly, below the mule. Salmon, the superior fish, I'm pretty sure it gives you more food. If it doesn't give you more food, then honestly, they look better too. So, and I usually find them a lot more frequently in like rivers and stuff than I do cod. So they're easier to kill in that count too, and you can get a looting 3 sword and just go to town. So that's going to B tier right there. Sheep. Wool is essential for the game because you need wool to make a bed. You can technically craft it with string, but who actually is doing that? Usually if you're that desperate, you're probably just need to reset the seed anyway. But sheep, you need wool for beds. Beds give you a spawn point and let you sleep for the night, which the night you have mobs, which are going to kill you 9% of the time or just get in your way. They come in a variety of different colors. You can dye them to get a constant source of your dyed wool that you want for decorations. You can like wool is used in certain farms. You can use wool for, I lost my train of thought. Wool for, you use it for paintings too. Yeah, that's about it. But they have a lot of uses. And they also drop food. They drop mutton, which isn't a great food source. I usually just rather get them for their wool, not really their food. But it does, if you do want to kill them, they do drop food. So honestly, that's probably my second S tier. Honestly, because you can do so much with sheep with wool. Like I said, you need them to make beds. I mean, you don't need them, but you basically have to have them to make beds. And their wool can be used for a lot of different decorations as well. Skeleton horse, kind of cool, but pretty rare. They usually kind of suck, and you can't breed them. They kind of suck because you can get a bad one, you don't want it anymore, and you just kill it anyway. But the way it happens, I think, is like they randomly spawn in the world, and then a lightning strike hits them, and then apparently they occur because lightning strikes a horse, and then it strikes it again, and then it turns into a kind of like a little fight with a bunch of skeletons riding them with enchanted bows and armor. Then you can kill the skeletons, keep the horse, and you can ride it without a saddle, I'm pretty sure. Honestly, worse than normal horse, because usually they are worse than normal horse, and it's a random event, so they're pretty rare. Sniffer, I'm not doing the other mobs, just vanilla ones. Snow golems, almost never use them for anything, so I don't know really what to say about these, other than they're kind of cool. Like, put like right here. I have nothing to say about snow golems. I used them like way back when I was a kid, but nowadays I don't even care about them. Squids, honestly, E-sacs are pretty useful because they make black dye, and like that's about it. So they're a little bit better than a glow squid, but they don't look as cool. So I'm not gonna put a tier above. Just gonna put it on top of B tier. Sorry guys, I really don't have a whole lot to say. Tadpoles, those exist in the game? I didn't even know tadpoles existed in vanilla Minecraft. I'll just completely skip the Strider. Strider, never used it for anything, but you can use them to, if you get saddle to them, you can use them to go across lava and stuff. Whoop-de-doo. I mean, just block over or anything else. Like, I don't know why. And I don't think you can bring them back across the nether, so, and you can't tame it anyway. So what's even the point? If you just happen to have a saddle on you, I guess you can use it then, but no. Oh, let's see here. Like right here. Really look ugly as shit. Tadpoles, didn't even know they exist in the game. Bottom of C tier. So I don't hate them and I don't like them, but yeah. Tropical fish, you can't eat them, but you can put them in a fish tank for pure decoration, and that's it. Maybe they're used for a potion? Let me look up. Yeah, there's like no uses to tropical fish, really. They don't even use for potions. Honestly, F tier. Turtles, you make turtle armor out of them, but I don't know why you'd kill these sweet things. I just love to watch them swim around and live on the beach. That's pretty, and they're pretty, I don't know, they're cute, and you can watch them hatch from eggs. I like sea turtles, man. We're going to A tier just from. Actually, no, I can't do that because I've been saying that one for the usefulness, and they're not very useful. We'll put them right here. Villagers, honestly, one of the best mobs in the game because of what you can do with enchantment books. You can get pretty much, well, you can get every book in the game from these things. You can use them to help you set up automatic farms. You can use them to get a lot of different stuff. I lost my train of thought, but you can use villagers for a lot of different things. They are literally probably the most useful mob in the game. They're honestly OP. They literally break the game with what you can do with them. They're super easy to breed, super easy to set up trades with. All you gotta do is infect them, golden apple, weakness potion, you're good to go. Super, super awesome mob. They literally make the game go to easy peasy mode. So top of S tier. Wandering Trader. These guys usually sell absolute dog shit. And I kill them sometimes. So D tier. Top of D tier. They never have anything good. Agent, I don't know what that is. NPC, pet. Bees. Bees are the only other mob I think in the game. Well, no, there's one other. There's 3 mobs in the game that causes you to get poisoned. Witches, bees, cave spiders. Bees is one of them. They swarm your ass if you hit one of them or mess with the hives. I don't really fuck with honey at all. Maybe in later installments I'll have a different opinion on bees, but usually I just avoid them and let them fly around. They're kind of cute at least, so that's a plus. I'll put them in B tier with the LA. Cave spiders, they only spawn in specific areas, so like pretty sure the only place they spawn or their spawners are go is in mine shafts. They poison you, but they really aren't super hard to deal with because they're spiders, and spiders like the easiest mob to kill. They're just a smaller, venomous version of them, and you don't even run into them very often. So they drop everything else a normal spider would drop. So nothing very useful. Spider eye and string that you can use for bows, fishing rods, tripwires, I think, and spider eyes you use for poison potions, or you can use them for awkward potions, weakness potions for taming villagers. As they're so rare, I'm just gonna put them in C tier, right here. Dolphins, they give you a speed boost in the water, and dolphins are awesome because they're dolphins. What else is there to say? It's going to B tier, top of B tier. The speed boost is actually kind of useful in water. Drowned, you almost never see these guys in Java Edition, but in Bedrock, they're fucking everywhere. They can be super annoying, but they do drop tridents, but they also throw tridents at you that can absolutely destroy you. But tridents are a pretty decent weapon in the game, so you can't really knock them too hard for it. But they're just water zombies that pull you down. So can't give them too much of credit here. Oh, right there. That's what I'm feeling right there. Enderman. You can farm the shell and get a shit ton of pearls and XP in the end, but when you're in the end, just normally they get super annoying because you just barely even look at them and not even looking at the eyes sometimes. Like I swear, I've not even been close to getting eye contact with an Enderman, and they immediately go for my throat. So don't know why that happens, but I've died to Enderman probably some of the most out of any mob in the game, probably the second most or third most mob in the game. So, but the Enderman has, and they drop random blocks in your house because they pick up grass blocks and stuff, and they'll just drop in your house if you don't pay attention to them. And if you have a flame bow or a flame or fire aspect sword, and you hit one dude, you're never gonna find where it died at. But you do need the pearls to make Eyes of Ender to eventually beat the game. So they have a lot of very good uses. Just when you need them, they're not there. Really enough. Foxes, can't tame them, but you can give them certain items. You can even get them a totem. I figured out this on a video that you could tame them and give them, or no, you can't tame them, but you can give them a totem on dying and they'll actually work on them, which is pretty cool. I mean, they're cute as fuck, but you can't keep them, so. Like right here. They're probably the best untamable mob in the game. Well, you can't tame axolotls either, can you? You can do sheep, but you can easily track them. Yeah, we're going to put them right there. Goat. Never used goat for anything. Nor have I ever killed one. Or fucked with one. I don't know what to say about these. Some of these mobs I like never really interacted with, so I don't have like anything to say about them. I only drop a horn, but I don't know what the horn's used for. Iron Golem, great source of iron. Can get poppies too. Really imperative in speedruns from what I've seen to get that iron from them, but they can fuck you up. Like with a full set of diamond armor, they do like 8 hearts of damage. It's crazy. And usually when they make one, they die like almost immediately. I don't know what to say about them. I used to have like an army of iron golems when I was a kid, but these days they're not even worth the iron because you need like 4 iron blocks. That's what 4 times 9. That's 36 iron. That's half a stack to make 1 iron golem and a pumpkin head, if you can even find one. So I don't think there's anything less than B tier because they actually can defend your homestead a little bit. And you can use it for iron farms, which are fucking super OP because of how frequently you use iron in the game. So llamas, I don't like llamas. It's gonna be tier, and you go in there with them, you'll look a little bit different. I don't have anything else to say about them. Pandas, super cute. You find them in jungles. Actually, I think bamboo jungles specifically is where you find them. Don't think you can tame them though, but they're one of the better ones that you can't tame. But like right here. Piglins. Piglin trays are super useful because they can drop ender pearls. And you can use those to easily get enough to find the end portal. So with that, and they also drop some other useful shit, like they can drop fire resistant potions. I'm pretty sure they drop like crossbows and like soul speed enchantment books and like gold armor with enchantments on them, I'm pretty sure too. Even though they'll pick it up immediately afterwards and just equip it to themselves. There's some pretty decent trades, but usually people mainly use it for pearls. So, but if you don't wear gold armor, they can fuck you up pretty quickly. But the crossbow ones are the only ones I don't like. One of the swords aren't bad. They're at least a little bit more useful than Drown, but not as useful as Enderman. I top a beats here. Polar bears. See, this is just another mob, man. I just don't really fuck with. Like I know you can kill them for like something. I think they drop something, right? There's a 75% chance of dropping cod, 25% chance of dropping raw salmon. But they don't drop any experience. Oh no, baby polar bear don't experience. Yeah, not really super useful. And they do a shit ton of damage and have a shit ton of health, so. This is the worst version of a panda. So going like right here. Spider, easiest mob to kill in the game. Drop some pretty useful items. Don't really fuck with you. They're not a threat in the light. Dying like 1 hit from a sharpness 5 sword. Don't know why you'd ever get banned of arthropods just to kill spiders and whatever else there is to kill. But they're not annoying at all. Unless you're building something at night and they'll crawl up it and knock you down. But that's only happened like a handful of times in the hours upon hours I've been playing Minecraft. But right there. Wolf. You can tame them with dogs. Dogs are really awesome. Who doesn't love dogs? You can use them to defend you in combat. And just have around the house as a companion. A tier, top A tier. Zombified piglin. I mean, you usually just don't mess with them. I mean, you can kill them, but the whole gang gonna gang up on you and probably murder you in cold blood. So there isn't really a whole lot there is to say about piglins because you don't. They used to be one of the only mobs in the Nether, but now with the hoglins, they're like kind of like a different version of them. Or the piglin. Piglins are scared of them, so they can be used as like kind of like to defend you against them. So they have a little bit of a use there, but killing them is just not worth it at all. Been around a long time since the Nether has existed. So blazes, super useful because you can use blaze, powder. Oh my god, bitch! I keep doing that. Damn. I have my freaking hide webcam linked to my enter key. Blazes are super important because you need them to beat the game, because you need blaze powder to make Eyes of Ender. You can also use blaze powder to power up brewing stands and make them because you need one blaze rod to make the brewing stand. Brewing potions, it can be super useful, especially with you pretty much need them to set up villager trades so you can get them down to 1 emerald to make the weakness potion. On top of that, they're not super hard to kill, especially in tight corners, but they can't fuck you up because it will set you on fire. You can throw snowballs at them to get an easy range attack on them. Obviously, they're immune to fire, but super weak against like water and stuff. So, since if needing them to be the game, same as the Enderman, and a little bit they're way less annoying. Only needing to find a fortress to get them. There's always a spawner in the fortress, and even if there isn't a spawner, they'll still spawn. The fortress. Is this actually a mob in the game? Bogged. So bog do exist. I've never seen them. Don't know when they added them. But they drop poison arrows. And they spawn in swamps. And they'll shoot poison arrows at you. That sounds really annoying because skeletons are already super annoying. But at least they drop something pretty useful with that. So with the poison arrows. I just hate skeletons so much. It's gotta be towards the bottom of B. Just wait till I get to skeletons. They have a lot of opinions. Breeze, I think they launch in the air when they hit you, don't you? They spawn in the trial chambers. But they can drop like little air pocket things that you can use to jump really high. But when you're fighting them, they're pretty freaking annoying. It's kind of like Blaze, but they threw wind at you instead of fire. But not nearly as useful as Blazes. They look kind of cool. I think they're a cool mob. But they're not cool enough to be out of B tier. There's a lot of B tier mobs here. Well, like above the LA, right there. Creepers, probably the mob that's killed me the most. Maybe them or skeletons are the 2 mobs that killed me the most. So they're between those 2, because you'll not even hear them and they'll fucking blow you up and one-shot you. Or you'll be like low health and they'll fucking come out of nowhere and blow your ass to smithereens. So many items lost to these things. But they do drop a super valuable resource, gunpowder, which you can use obviously to make TNT or to make fireworks. And obviously fireworks are used to power the elytras, which is like one of the best ways of traveling throughout the map. So that makes them super useful. But once you have a farm, creeper farm for gunpowder, you do not want to run into creepers after that. They can be pretty easy to do. Like if you know they're there, they're like the easiest mob to deal with. But when you don't know they're there, they can just absolutely catch you off guard and kill you and blow up your shit in your house. They're just super annoying. So they're going in C tier, dude. Sorry. The gunpowder doesn't outweigh the strife they give you, and then charged creeper is even worse because they do more damage and have a bigger explosion. But I think if they kill other mobs, right? I gotta look it up. Yeah, if a mob dies from the explosion, it has a chance to drop its head, which applies to skeletons, zombies, creepers, wither skeletons, and piglins. Well, that's kind of cool. And that's Bedrock Edition, so I don't really care. I don't play Bedrock. Yeah, so Super Dragon Creeper drops the heads of other mobs that it catches in its radius and kills. So that's really cool for like decorating. So I'll put it a little bit higher, because you kind of like have to. Cause you have to. The way you get them is by when they get hit by lightning. So you got to almost intentionally make one, so you know what to do with them. And usually already have like a system set up to get heads. So they're not as annoying because you're almost never gonna find them in the wild. Put my right here. Above Golem. Creaking? That is not a mob in the game. Elder Guardian. Great way to get Prismarine. I really like Prismarine blocks. Other than that, Miner's Fatigue is really annoying to deal with when you're in what they call the little water fortresses or whatever. So they are probably more annoying than useful. It's just, there's so little opinions on these things. This is going to D tier, I don't care. Endermites, literally only ever use them to make Enderman farms. You get them they have a random chance of dropping out of a pearl. After you throw so many, they have a random chance of spawning in. And they do about as much damage as Enderman, but they kind of squirm around. Enderman hates them, so they'll try to kill them immediately. That's why I use them for farms, because they'll make them fall down to the bottom of the farm so you can kill them. So for that, they are really useful, but I've never really used them for anything else other than that. So just gonna smack it right there. The Evoker, they spawn in like the Vexes, right? And have like stone that cast spells on you during raids. They only spawn in during raids, and maybe the manors or whatever, the Dark Oak manors where all the pillagers spawn in and stuff. But they also drop. They have a chance of dropping one of the best items in the game, which is the Totem of Undying. I'm pretty sure they drop either them or the Vexes, but I'm pretty sure the Evokers have a chance to drop them. So that makes them super useful. They're really not that bad to kill. The Vexes are pretty much the only thing that's really kind of annoying to deal with. So, but the Evokers themselves don't really have a hard moveset, and they drop one of the best items in the game. So honestly, that puts them in like there. Ghasts, honestly, they're annoying as fuck. They're not a great source of gunpowder. Their tears make some kind of potion that isn't very useful because I never make it. Or just it's like their sole purpose is just to piss you off. If you don't have a bow and you're going up against a ghast, it's so hard to kill it because you got to deflect their shot back at them. And if you have high ping like I do, that shit is fucking almost impossible. They're straight up almost impossible. So, ghasts, they're going in like fucking D tier, dude. I can't stand them. And their hitboxes are so fucking weird too. They're like right there or right there. Guardians, pretty much have the same opinion about them as normal Guardians, except they don't give mining fatigue, so they're a little bit higher than them. They look kind of cool too. Hoglins, great source of food, but they do a shit ton of damage and spawn in only one specific biome. But the amount of pork chops they give is elite. If they're more common, I'd definitely rate them higher. I'd probably put them like top of, well, no, right there. And they look cool too, just a bonus. Husks, there's a normal zombie that spawns in the desert and does hunger, I believe. They give you a hunger effect, which is just annoying more than anything. But other than that, there's a normal zombie, so I think they're better than drowned, but not by much. Like right here. No. Right above charge creepers. Magma cubes, fucking hate them. Magma cream, I think, is used to make the fire resistance potions, which you can just get from piglin trades anyway, so why would you even care that much about killing magma cubes and crafting them yourself? Just trade for them if you have gold. But in the basalt deltas or just anywhere in the nether these things are, I just avoid them. If they're like the biggest version of the fucking cube, I don't even try to kill them. I just avoid them. They do so much damage, it's just not even worth fighting them, so I just ignore them. And I've been knocked off of so many bridges because of magma cubes, mainly on bedrock, because the bedrock spawns are so fucking, I can't say that. They're so fucking dumb that it's just not even worth trying to kill them for anything. I just usually just avoid them. That's honestly going in F tier. I hate magma cubes, one of my least favorite mobs. Phantoms also going F tier. Need I say more? Need I say more? Phantoms are just annoying as crap. I've heard nobody say anything good about Phantoms. They're that bad. Nobody likes them. I wish they never added them to the game. They're just punishing you for not sleeping. Why? Why? Phantom membranes aren't even that useful. I think use them to make some kind of stupid potion, and then you can use them to repair your elytra, which if you have an elytra, at that point you probably already have mending on it. So phantom membranes are pretty much useless. And that's all they drop. All they are there to do is annoy the absolute piss out of you. So no, I do not like phantoms at all. Brutes. Brutes can go in like, they're just piglins with, they're like the Vindicator version of a piglin. And they only spawn in bastions. I've died to them so many times because of how much damage they do, and I'm not prepared to see them. I don't know if you can trade with them, but I don't think you can, so I'm going to just put them like right there. Actually, no, lower than that. We're going to put C tier, actually. Put them C tier, like right there. Pillagers, they're just kind of annoying. Because you find the wandering band and you kill them. And used to, you'd immediately get the effect after killing the banner holding one and have the bad omen effect, and you don't know about it. You forget about it, and you go to a village, and then immediately a raid that you're not ready to do. And if you don't participate in the raid, the villagers all die. But the raid does give you a lot of good stuff, a lot of emeralds. You get some discounts, and you can get a totem of undying, so that's really useful. So, but the pillagers themselves are just super annoying. You can get a crossbow, which is cool, but that's about it. So they're like worse than piglins, honestly, in my opinion. They're way worse than piglins. No, not even bottom of B tier, dude. I honestly probably hate them more than creepers. No, I don't hate them growing creepers. Oh, right there. Ravagers only spawn during raids. They have a, I think they drop like steak and a saddle. I know for a fact they drop a saddle for sure. But they come in with pillagers riding them during raids, village raids. But the only time you're going to see them. So they're like a little bit better than polar bear. Shulkers drop one of the most useful items in the game to make shulker boxes. Drop shulker shells, which are super, super useful because you can get pretty much almost an infinite storage with shulker boxes. They're super nice. But the thing about shulkers is they're super annoying to fight. They shoot you with shit that tracks you. It makes you levitate, so you're at risk of taking fall damage or just getting hit so many times by the shulkers because you can't hide from them because they track you that you just lose all your health. Last time I went to the end cities, I got absolutely massacred by shulkers. I don't know what they did to them, but they seem so much stronger than they used to be. They used to be really fucking annoying. Now they just are completely ridiculous on how much damage they can do to you. But shulker shells are just so useful, and end cities are so useful because you get elytra and super good gear, some of the best gear in the game you can get in end cities. But shulkers are just so annoying to deal with, dude, if you don't have elytra or any means to reduce fall damage, and you have to get hit by them to explore it. So honestly, I can't really put anything higher than C tier. Probably like bottom of C tier, honestly. Silverfish, they drop nothing and they come at you like rabid dogs. You never expect it. Like you're gonna hit a silverfish chunk and you're just getting absolutely swarmed and nearly die from not expecting it. That shit going to D tier for real. Yeah. Skeletons, probably my least favorite mob in the game, like that just spawn at night, but they drop some very useful stuff. Arrows, bows, bones for bone meal for your farms, or white dye. You have arrows for your bows. Bows are really useful. Bows and crossbows. You also get some bows that drop if you need to repair your normal bow, but I usually don't pick them up. But arrows, and usually all the arrows I get in the game are from skeletons, and bones are super useful for bone meal. So honestly, the one of the most annoying, probably the one I've died to the most, if not the second most. It's really between them and creepers. But they drop some really good stuff, so probably gonna put it like K spider level. Next up is slimes. I don't even know what to say about them. I'd never use slimes for anything. We're just gonna blast through it right there. Strays, they only spawn in tundras. They give you like slowness effects when they shoot you. Apparently they drop rare skeletons if you hit them with a charge creeper. That's pretty cool. Rare skeleton, rare show, but there's a skeleton that's drops. That's kind of like a little bit more annoying and rare. Vexes, they get spawned by the evoker. They do some pretty good damage, but they're not super annoying. Right there, whatever. We're just gonna blast through these. Vindicator has just a stronger version of a pillager that has an axe and it can absolutely fuck you. It can drop its axe, which can give you a free iron axe. Drops a bunch of emeralds too, but does a crap ton of damage. So you have to look out for these guys during a raid because they will absolutely destroy you. But since they're less common and drop some better items. They're definitely better than a pillager. I'm gonna put it like right here. Next up is Warden. Never interacted with the Warden, so I have nothing to say about it. I'm just gonna put it in D tier or C tier. Wither skeletons, they give you a withering effect, which is one of the strongest effects in the game that can easily kill you. The wither effect is the only effect that can just straight up kill you if you don't have anything to stop it, which the only thing you can use to stop it is a bucket of milk. So they only spawn in nether fortresses, so you don't really see them too often. And they drop some pretty good stuff. Coal, bones, stone swords, and of course the wither skulls, which you need to spawn the wither. So they do have a lot of good uses, but they do a lot of damage. If you're low health and get hit by one, all you gotta do is say your prayers, basically. So definitely one of the better skeletons in the game. Honestly, the best skeleton in the game. I'm gonna put it actually a little bit higher. I'm gonna put it right there. Next up is Witch. Just super annoying. I guess they can drop some pretty decent stuff, but they hit you with a poison, and I immediately just run away. Usually, they need a splash for some poison. You're going to be down to half a heart, unless you have a bucket of milk, which I almost never do. They're also pretty rare. They are in raids too, as well. So, but I don't really like them that much, to be honest. They have a higher spawn rate in swamps too. Probably gonna go C tier, honestly, with like the creeper. Zoglin. Is it actually in the game? Zoglin spawn like Hoglin has been in the overworld or end for 300 game ticks, which is 15 seconds. For the first 15 seconds, zombification, they'll get the nausea effect. The nausea effect, cosmetic, and does not affect this behavior. It drops rotten flesh. So it's just a worse version of a Zoglin. Or a worse version of a Hoglin. Honestly, D tier. So it just loses all the benefits of Zoglins, which is getting pork chops. Right there. Zombies, one of the easier mobs to kill. They drop rotten flesh, potatoes, carrots, iron, and can drop some of the equipment they can have, like swords and stuff. They don't have baby zombies on here? Apparently not. Baby zombies, on their hand, are super annoying and fuck me up every time, but normal zombies aren't hard to deal with. Super slow, easy to kill, drops rotten flesh, which can kind of be used for a temporary food source if you're really struggling. Can be used to infect zombie villagers into zombies, which can help you get lower trades. They have the longest aggro distance, which can be annoying, but isn't super. Like I said, they're pretty easy to kill, so they're not that bad. They just don't drop a lot of useful stuff, which makes me want to put it lower. I want to put it somewhere in B tier, probably like right there. Zombie villager, you cure them, and you get benefits like lower prices and stuff, which is almost a requirement to make a trading center with villagers. So they definitely are gonna go in A tier. And you can tame them around your house to get, or you can cure them around your house to get like not have to get them straight from villages, the villagers straight from villages. So they're definitely pretty useful in that account. Probably like right there. Actually, no, right here. Ender Dragon, the final boss in the game. When I first fought it, it was like super hard. Like it's not super hard, but it's like super intimidating boss. But these days, it's pretty trivial to kill the Ender Dragon. Pretty much can do it with no deaths, without problems. The hardest part of the fight is literally the Endermen around the area. All you gotta do is destroy the 8 crystals, and it's pretty much wraps. You can use beds, bows, swords, whatever, to easily kill it. But it drops a crap ton of XP, and you can get an egg from it. So XP alone and how easy the fight is makes it at least A tier. I also want to put an S tier. The Wither, you can get a Nether Star to make a beacon, which enhances some certain abilities, but In Bedrock, you're fighting literally the hardest boss in the game. In Java Edition, from what I remember, they're pretty easy to kill. So you need 3 Wither Skeletons and 4 Soul Sand. 3 Wither Skeleton Skulls and 4 Soul Sand to make it, which isn't really that bad, but we have two sides of the coin. If this was Bedrock, I'd be putting it like damn near F tier. Java Edition, it's like B tier, so we're gonna put like C tier somewhere lower end of C tier, probably like right there. I think that's about it. These are all modded joke or whatever gag mobs. Yeah, this is my list of all the mobs in Minecraft vanilla, specifically Java. So let me know what y'all think about in the comments. What's your favorite mob? My favorite mob aesthetically is probably like the axolotl or the sheep. But if I'm going over like everything about the mob, villagers hands down is the best mob in the game because of what they can provide for you. This is just my opinion though. Let me know what you think in the comments. My opinions of these will probably change. So maybe I'll make another tier list in the future. A lot of these mobs I haven't messed with either, so I didn't have a lot of opinions on some of these other mobs like camels, armadillos. Like I have really no opinions on those, or tadpoles, which I didn't even know existed in the game. So anyway, without yapping too much longer, guys, hope you guys enjoyed the video once again, and I'll see you guys in another one. Peace.